So we've compiled a lot of questions. Some our viewers have sent in. The rest we've sort of thought up ourselves. So the first question is this: can the economy recover unless India defeats COVID?
Very good evening, Vishnu, and a very good evening to viewers. So firstly, if you look at the way in which the economy panned out over the last 1 year, after the first quarter decline, we had predicted that with the pandemic in decline, the economy should recover. And it indeed did, with the third and the fourth quarter recording positive growth. In particular, the fourth quarter numbers now coming, and gross value added, the change in that, which is actually a better indicator of the economy because of the change in the subsidy accounting and the subsidies itself at 3.6%. In particular, if you look there as well, after 3 quarters of decline, the consumption increased by 2.7%. The investment grew by about 10.8%, and of which a good part was the construction activity growing by 15%. So if you look at that, and this is something that we had mentioned as well, if you would recall to your channel, I had mentioned the recovery, and we're glad that it has transpired, which clearly shows that the fortunes of the economy are inextricably linked with the path of the pandemic itself.
Okay.
Now, of course, the second wave has been really, quite devastating in terms of the health impact. But if you notice, while the pace of increase was very, very steep, the pace of decline is as steep as well.
Sure, that certainly gives us hope. It does indeed give us hope.
In yesterday's presentation, I had mentioned this as well.
Yeah.
So once the second wave troughs out and a lot of the local restrictions are removed, we should expect economic activity to come back, and which they should enable the recovery. In other words, the recovery was happening till March. Some of that momentum has been dropped because of the second wave. But once the second wave, is done with, I think the momentum should come back.
Well, let's hope that is the case, because the real worry now is, will there be a third COVID wave? And if there is one, can the economy actually afford it?
Yeah. If these questions you're asking as if we can sort of economists can control the third wave. We would have loved to do that if that were the case.
I know you can't control the third wave. I'm asking if you can control the economy if there is a third wave. Let's face it, it is a possibility, and let's pray that that's not the case.
As I was mentioning, not only in India but across the world, the economic fortunes have been quite linked with the pandemic itself. One redeeming feature that has been observed across countries is that the impact of the second wave has not been felt as much as the first wave, because countries have learned to work with the pandemic itself.